So what's one thing that I have learned from nursing college that made the entire experience worth it? So I started nursing school about 3 years ago, and I went there. I have a lot of connections, and I am in the same college, and I have learned so many different subjects, so many different things. But what's the one thing that I think made it all worth it? So the way that I'm gonna make it to you is I'm gonna tell you an idea about all of the stuff that you can learn, or I have learned, that I think are very valuable from nursing college, to what is something that makes the information very valuable. And the third thing, I'm going to give you the secret of mine to learn stuff like this. Okay, so nursing school is an entire process of a lot of knowledge, right? It's the medical field. It's the health industry. It's something that not everyone understands, and it's not, let's say it's not gifted to everyone. So the way that I'm speaking about here is not only about the knowledge-wise, but also the discipline-wise. As an example, nursing college in my country is one of the hardest disciplined colleges in the country, because you have to study for 8 hours in class, right? Or if there is internship, it might be 4 hours internship and 4 hours class, right? Also, this depends on the period, but still, it's very disciplined in comparison to other schools like engineering schools, for which you have at least 2 years, where the presence is not obligatory. You're not obligated to actually go to lecture. And the same thing goes with med school. I'm pretty sure for a lot of years, probably at least four years of the entire formation, it's not obligated for you to actually go to the lecture. Okay, that's good. That sets the foundation. And to give you even more information, which is, once I got into nursing school, the first year, all what I was doing, or nursing college, it's not college school, okay, it feels weird. Nursing college, the first year that I did, it was all in nursing college. That was all. I was making relations all in nursing college. I was studying the entire day just for nursing college, to nursing college, by nursing college, from nursing college. And I didn't do any of this stuff. I didn't do sports, I didn't make YouTube videos, I didn't sell, I didn't do anything. Which, look, it comes with its pros, it comes with its cons. I don't recommend anyone to do this, including mine. Probably will never do that again. But I learned few stuff, because it's, by definition, it maximizes what I can get from the nursing college. So, I'm going to give you an idea right now about the most valuable lessons that I've learned from nursing school. So, the first one, obviously, is the differences in levels between people. Once you enter nursing school, the first thing that you can comprehend is that there is huge differences between people's knowledge. As an example, at first, I found that I had a deficiency in French. It was a little bit more of imposter syndrome of mine, insecurity of mine, and also the reality, which means like everything was in French. And for me, French being my third language, I was like, oh, this is crazy. Teachers are talking all in French, so I had to do some extra work. The point that I understood then, it's like people have different knowledges and they have different levels at knowledge. So as an example, someone who studied in private school, by definition or by consequence, he will be better at French than me who studied in public school. Right? And the same goes for different subjects, for different stuff. And obviously this does not also just reflect the level of the educational system in the private industry. I'm not saying that, but it has parts of that, but it has also the part of that reflects the economical levels of each one. So people at higher economical levels in my country, by definition, they speak better French, because usually they have to have some work, so they have to be some sort of employee, and in order for them to be that, they have to speak French, because most of the employment jobs we have actually requires French as a rule. Okay, so that's actually awesome. But still, let me throw this to comprehend this. You have to throw everything away for you to comprehend a few sections and few modules of the nursing college. As an example, you study anatomy. Like I studied anatomy, and it was something cool for me. The hardest thing was French. It was everything in French. I have to study all the bones in French, all of the organs in French, everything, right? And that was a little bit difficult for me. It was not difficult to comprehend like how the body works, how the chemicals, the reactions, the transactions and everything. For me, the hardest part was really just to remember the names in French and remember everything in French. So that's one thing, because I had the baggage, like I know what happens in our body, at least to some degree, right? Because that's something that, you have to be interested in to some level just to become human, right? And that's what it is. Okay, now I'm gonna make this at least 10 times more valuable, and I'm gonna speak about the most successful people that I have seen from all different levels while in the formation, up to date. First one I have seen, who is a student who classed the first male in the class in the first year, in the first semester. So okay, that's insane. That's crazy, and he does not look like that. He's not the type of person that is always, he's not participating in class. He's none of the stuff that you'll say that he's successful student. That's what I thought at the moment, because I had a messed up model that I had in my head. So I went all in, analyzing all of the successful people in my class, and I understood this one thing about how they're completely disassociated. They have like a weird disassociation between their personal life and their academic life or professional life. So as an example, like one of the stories that fascinates me is that the first girl in the class, the first semester, her brother died at the beginning of the second semester. She still was the first and second semester. I was like, how can you do such a thing? I was really amazed. I said, that's insane. That's something that you don't see every day, right? She had an event that happened to her that is, like, I comprehend that she does not live with her family, so that might be helping, but still, it's something big, and something that's kind of was a little bit weird. But later on, I understood it's just about the mechanism they use. They understand that, look, life will not be easy, whatever. So what should I do? Cry or do what I have to do? Okay, let's do what I have to do. So that was the extreme level. There's other levels that you can always talk about. There's a lot of stuff actually. This is insane. Like, I'm now having an overload of information in my head. The second person that I've seen, okay, so instead of telling you the second person that I've seen, I'm gonna tell you something that is even better, okay? Which is me, okay? I'm gonna tell my story on what are the factors that helped me in nursing school. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna even say that. What I'm gonna say is just get to the point, okay? What are the lessons that I've learned? I think the first one that I learned was basic stuff, like blood pressure. These essence of nursing school just helped me so much in my daily life. Like, I'm not speaking about internships and stuff like that, which also is obviously, the better you are at understanding the theory, you understand in practice and you're practicing better and everything. But like, one of the stuff that helped me in my life is the basic notions and understanding of how the body works, and also the drugs and everything. So the first one is blood pressure. High blood pressure, low blood pressure, what are their symptoms, what are the numbers, what are this, what are that. It helps so much because it's just so common around everyone. So in so many occasions, I get this, I see someone who's having low blood pressure, high blood pressure, ask him a few questions that I already know what's happening to him. And I can tell him, like, you don't have a low blood pressure, you have high sugar level, low sugar level, and stuff like this, which before I sort of had an idea, but it was also guessing. Like someone having like fatigue or something, I'm like, yeah, probably you didn't eat, you probably didn't sleep, you're probably low blood pressure, high blood pressure, probably low sugar level, high, I don't know. I'm just gonna guess, I'm gonna do all of them and bet that one of them will work. Now, I don't have to bet. Like, I know it's that, so you just do that, and you have to, look and stuff like that. I'm talking about, like, daily life, like, what's happening in your daily life. Like, I'm working, and I hear teeth in my hair, in my ear. Before, I'm gonna go through all of these scenarios in my head, which is true. And I go to Google, and Google will be like, oh, you have 15 minutes. That's what it is. But now I'm like, okay, it's high blood pressure. All right. So what should I do? Okay, drink water. Okay, do this. All right. Actually, it makes all the sense because I ate all of these salty stuff and I just trained. I just did. I just that. And I'm like, oh, well, now it just makes so much sense because I understand it's not really scary. So you just have to do X, Y, and Z, and that should be it. Or I am fatigued, and I now understand what's the relationship between my physical situation and my psychological situation. I studied psychology in school. I studied nutrition in school. Okay, in college. I don't give a fuck about you. Okay, so I studied nutrition in college. I studied psychology in college. Now I comprehend what's the relationship between them, even that we didn't really study it, at least not in depth. But now I'm talking about me. Okay, like as an example, 2 days ago. I got tired, and mentally I was drained. I was drained psychologically. I said, okay, I'm drained psychologically. Why is this happening? What's the one thing that got me to be drained psychologically? And I understood that one of the causes, right? It might be like the event that happened. It was not very good. Cool. But I didn't think that was it. I was like, you know what? It's actually because I didn't eat good food today. I didn't eat enough food, and the entire day since 5 a.m, I was out of the house. I ate, drank a lot of water. Guess what? I was pretty productive after that. I can film videos, I can script, I can do other stuff, and it's awesome. Why? Because I understood what's the relationship between my physical needs and my psychological needs. So by now, I understand that when I'm not feeling good, when I have the urge to do stuff that I don't want to do, I said and I'm like, okay, what's the reason why I want to do this? What is the trigger? And I found that one of the most common stuff is nutrition. What I eat. What did I eat? Do I lack something? Do I want something? Did I eat excess of something? Doesn't happen very often, but you know what I mean? Especially now that I am the responsible for my diet, right? Before, it was like a family diet. We all eat together. Now, I'm the responsible for my diet. So I might take care of that and comprehend that to a better extent for me to be able to understand what's the relationship between my psychological state, my physiological state, and always come up to the best conclusions. That's number one. Number two is also related to really the principles. Like as an example, I have my mother who has multiple myeloma. Nursing college helped me to comprehend more things all the time, So instead of just guessing or hearing Google, which is, look, the darkest place to go there is Google to ask about some sort of health stuff. It's dark. I'm telling you, I am in nursing college, and I say that because I get it. Like as a program, it's safer to say the worst thing so you don't get accountable that you said something that is unlikely to happen and it actually happens in rare cases and people will give them lawsuits. I understand. But for me, I understand, I will take the risk to actually know what it is. For me, I don't have to take the risk because I am in nursing college. It's kind of like that. But that helps a lot. So these are the most important lessons that I have learned personally from nursing college that I applied commonly in my life, right? As I'm telling you, this is just in the past Period. I'm telling you all of this because it's not only because of what you will do in the academic or the professional field, but also its applications in your daily life as a professional or as a professional student. And it's really what it is. And obviously, I think one thing that I like about nursing school is that we have the privilege to talk about stuff that most people will not talk about. I'm going to give you an example. As an example, family planification, which you literally, like, it's easy way to say it. It's like birth control, okay? So if a couple wants to have child, like, here's how to do it. If they don't want to, well, here's how to do it. And there's all the options, and you help them to make the best choice for them. This is something that I normally wouldn't know, and not a lot of people understand even to begin with, and not a lot of people are willing to even speak about publicly to people. And that's why women or couples, or better couples, when they want to have birth control, they go to the doctor or they go to the unit, maternity unit, and they have birth control. And that's what it is. So for me, I have the privilege of speaking about the stuff that most people will not talk about. It's called taboo, right? Most people are afraid, shy, whatever, to talk about. I have to raise that awareness about those things, right? Whether in internship and other stuff, we have to do that because that's what it is. Guess what? It's sometimes uncomfortable, but that's what it is. That's what you have to do. And it's not only in birth control. There's other stuff, right? As an example, like the child has to drink milk, has to drink breast milk, not only like artificial milk. I'm not sorry. I don't give a fuck. But he has to drink breast milk, not artificial milk. These stuff that I'm pretty I have to talk about it when I see the occasion that happens. You see, I hear someone speaking about it, I should talk about that, which is just a very unfair advantage that people don't have. I can speak with very detailed topics that not everyone is willing to speak about them because I have the right knowledge. I've studied them academically in college, so I'm capable to speak about them publicly. Right? It's for scientific research, for scientific purposes, because that's statistically proven to be the best. Okay, that's awesome. I started this with just few ideas. I said I'm gonna just share them, and now I got into a best place. And I also think that this gives me also the privilege to speak with other people, like my friends, about topics that I think they're hurting them. I ask them about what are their most time consumption habits or stuff like that, and I'm like, okay, so what do you think you are doing this for? What this? And it sort of gets into these in-depth questions and conversations that most people love because it shows them more about themselves, and as well, you are capable of talking about those topics because you have studied them literally by a professional in college. So that makes you capable of speaking about those topics. And honestly, these are the most important stuff that I think are very applicable in my daily life, right? Not in my professional life, my academic life, in school, in college, in internship and stuff, but in my life, me. And that's it pretty much. Make sure to subscribe.